Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:30 on June 28th, and today turned out to be pretty damn nice, I gotta say. Some clouds here and there, but plenty of sunshine all around. Looking at the current satellite, you can see, again, some of that cirrus streaming in. We don't have use of the MODIS satellite right now because, as you see, it says there's an exclamation point. We have an issue with the data feed on near all real-time MODIS and VIIRS imagery. And this is a big problem because the tropics are heating up, and we're going to have to talk about that as well. If we want to see more of what the skies look like today, I guess I'll just have to run a longer satellite loop on this. You can see we had that cumulus building up in the afternoon, and then we had a little bit of that cirrus moving in there. But really pretty skies today. Well, I have some pictures of the sky. We'll show you what it looked like outside. Let's get that on the screen. So what it would look like there. This is, it's actually in Mineola, and this is actually a yucca plant. Yucca plant, that's right. These yucca plants actually have big flower stalks that grow in the summer, and they're quite beautiful. You can see we hit some really nice skies. Here you go. Some cumulus, some cirrus mixed in, lots of blue in between. Real nice today. I wish I could have gone to the Pines, but I had other things to do, like voting and other things. You can see beautiful sky there, some cirrus there, and some cumulus, and blue in between. Really nice looking sky. Good air quality as well. And then look at that beautiful mare's tails type cirrus that we had in the sky today. Here you go again, some cumulus and some cirrus in the mix in that picture there. And then some more pictures here. I was at Southard's. I had to have time for a little walk today. And I went to Southard's Pond in Babylon, which was beautiful. There you can see beautiful sky, puffy white clouds there. Really, really beautiful lake there. It's about a mile or 20-minute walk north of the train station and back. So I highly recommend it. And then the sun going down, another picture of it. But the sun going down through some cumulus this evening. Let's go take a look at the latest current conditions out there. And across the country, you can see we got red flag advisories here, red flag warnings, it looks like, in parts of Nebraska due to dry conditions. We have severe thunderstorm watch in part of not too much severe weather going on, very isolated severe weather. And then we have the heat advisory there in California. Let's go into our area here. And you'll see pretty nice conditions outside right now. And you'll see temperatures right around 70 degrees. Let's see, ice slip 67, dew point 56. The sea breeze did wind up coming in the afternoon. Southwest wind at 6. So let's take a look and see what the day was like at ice slip. It was interesting because there was not a sea breeze here in Mineola. I don't know if we ever got one, to be honest with you. I think we did, but it didn't kick until later. See, now, this is what it was like inland throughout the day. So more or less northwest winds throughout the day. Temperatures in the mid-70s, dew points in the low to mid-50s. Pretty comfortable out there. And you can see, mostly northwest winds being reported at Islip, except right around 7. So it looks like the sea breeze got to them around probably between 6 and 7, probably more towards 7. However, on the South Shore, they had a sea breeze almost all day long. And if you were on the South Shore, you'd see that. So if we go and look at this observation station from Blue Point, for instance, you'll see here that they had a sea breeze almost all day. So let's see. Yeah, they had it all day, actually. Yep. Wind did go northeast in the afternoon a little bit, but then it went back to onshore again. This is at Sayville here, Blue Point. We can pick another observation station on the South Shore. Let's go to West Islip. We can pick another station here, and you'll see that they had more. They had a sea breeze. When did their sea breeze kick in? Their sea breeze kicked in a lot earlier, like 1 o'clock. So it was a sea breeze, but just on the South Shore. But they did have it getting up to 80 degrees. But there was a sea breeze. The station's probably reading a little high. But there was a sea breeze that did cool off the South Shore in the afternoon. Let's go take a look at our highs for the day. And you'll see our highs generally in the upper 70s and low 80s. 77 at Islip, 78 at Farmingdale. Pretty much upper 70s. Very pleasant weather. A little bit below normal, but still, very comfortable out there. And the sun's warm. It's strong enough that you're not going to be cold outside. And even in Jersey also, it seemed like 76, 79 there. I don't know if they ever did get a sea breeze there or not. Let's see if they actually did get a sea breeze. Kind of curious. That cooling off to 64. We might get that radiational cooling tonight. Looks like there might have been a. Looks like they do have a sea breeze. So let's take a look and see. Uh, they got a breeze. All right, so they were northwest winds, and they actually wound up getting a sea breeze earlier than the middle of the island. They got one around 325. This is Middle Air Park, west of Tom's River. So they actually did get a southeasterly sea breeze, even for Jersey. That's very interesting. Usually that doesn't happen, but even they got a sea breeze out of it. So that's pretty good. So let's go. We'll go back to the historical look at the low temperatures. And no, I have been kind of giving you brief weather updates tonight. I figured let me get a good one for you. 59 degrees at West Hampton, 61 at Islip for the lows, and the city obviously higher, and lows in the mid-60s in New Jersey. Okay, so the dew points, they're comfortable. They're in the 50s. We'll go to the one-to-ground site now. Let's look at that. And we'll go over some station observations on here, too, because I'm just kind of curious. See what it was in Mineola today. So it had it hitting 80 degrees in Mineola, and you could really see when that. So we were up near 80 most of the day, dew points, and there you go. I kind of like looking at this graph because it really shows when the sea breeze hit. So the sea breeze didn't reach Mineola until almost 7 o'clock, and temperatures went from near 80 down to the mid-70s. The dew points went up a little bit as well with that sea breeze. But there you go. That's the sea breeze coming into Mineola. It took that long to get into Mineola. Meanwhile, if you were in Babylon, or we'll just do Wantagh here. Forest Lake and Wantagh. I bet it'll be complete. I bet the sea breeze comes in probably like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's see. So actually, the sea breeze came in a little earlier there. Okay, this is North Wantagh, right? So the sea breeze didn't come in until like maybe 6 o'clock. And you can see when it came in, the temperature went from 77 down to 72. So you can clearly see that sea breeze right there. It's very interesting. I love looking at the sea breezes on here. It's really interesting to look at. And then we will go now to Babylon, which is where I was. And the sea breeze there probably kicked in a lot earlier, I'm sure. So let's see what they were at. So they got up to 78, and yeah, you can see they had this. Their sea breeze came in at 12 noon. The sea breeze came in there at 12 noon. So you can see it came in there right at 12 noon. That's when they see the temperature, the dew point rise. And temperatures really never got that warm down on Babylon. They had a sea breeze almost the entire day. Those spoiled people. As if they're not spoiled enough. They get spoiled by the weather, too, you know. And if you were on the Barrier Islands, like Saltaire, probably were only in the low 70s all day today. Take a look at that as well. 78, actually, to get up to 78. See, now, this shows it very well again. There it is. Noon. I mean, when you put the TV on, they don't talk about this. It's very interesting to see this on Long Island. We're unique that way to have these local weather patterns with the sea breeze. So you can see upper 70s, 77 just before noon, and then boom, temperature drops to around 69, 70 degrees with the sea breeze coming in right around 12 o'clock noon, and then for the rest of the afternoon, look at that, only around 70 right on the water there in Saltaire, which is a beautiful area. It's very, very interesting to see that variation with the sea breeze. It really, really is. Let's look at this station here. Let's find one in Merrick here, for instance. So it's very interesting how the sea breeze was kind of like there was like a sea breeze front that kind of just got stuck. And you can see, it looks like it moved through there around 4 o'clock. But you can see it was basically a sea breeze front that was stuck along the South Shore and didn't really move on until later. And that's why I wish I would have showed you the MODIS satellite, because you could actually see the sea breeze front on that MODIS satellite. But unfortunately, again, we don't have it. See, we are missing. That's all that's available to us. That's it. We can't see anything else. But if you could see it, you'd see the sea breeze front as a line of clouds, basically. But very, very interesting to see. And let's look at New Jersey and see. We'll go look at Beechwood, and we'll see if they got a sea breeze or not. See when it came through there as well. It's just one of those days where sometimes you get a really well-defined sea breeze. Not that well-defined in Jersey, but it was well-defined here for sure. So now let's shift gears, look at the tropics, because now things have gotten busy. And we're going to go to the NHC first. We have three systems to watch right now. A system in the Gulf, a system or potential off the Leeward Islands here, very far south, almost near Aruba, and then another one over here. So the Cape Verdes, I mean, we're a little early for this, starting to heat up. So we're going to first go and look at two, obviously, here. And this is the map that they have, and I believe there's already some tropical storm warnings out for this. And you can see it looks like it's going to affect Aruba. Some of these islands, this is very far south. It's going to actually hit the northern part of South America. So we have tropical storm warnings for a lot of these islands and watches for the coastline. And it could actually become a hurricane and make a landfall in Nicaragua and Costa Rica. So this is really unusual to see. This is just the way the steering currents are. It's very weird to see that. But that is, to see something in that area that early in the season is definitely kind of alarming. Now, it's just a potential, so it hasn't gotten a name yet, but we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that one. Then we have this one, Disturbance 1. Here's the satellite map here of them all here. There's Disturbance 1, Northern Gulf of Mexico. All right, we're going to look at these on the satellite too. Here's 2, and here's the other one that they're watching here. Right now they have it as 0, but we're going to have to watch it. And you could see, looking at the Cape Verde, you see 1, 2, you can see the waves coming off already. And I don't think we have as much of that dust around, so that's another factor. So that's why we're going to have to really watch these. Now, we're going to go look at the graphics. Let's go and look at what 2 looks like here on the satellite. This is the enhanced satellite. You can see it looks pretty disorganized right now, but it will eventually become more organized as time goes on. This will not affect us on the mainland of the United States. And these are, by the way, the models for the spaghetti model runs. You can see, look at that unusual track there. And it actually, when it comes out the other side, it's going to cross over and probably be a named storm in the Pacific. Intensity guidance. Some of them really have this thing becoming a pretty formidable hurricane there. Cat 2, one of them does. Most of them keep it tropical storm or a brief Cat 1 hurricane. But still, very early in the season to see this. That's potential Cyclone 2. And I guess they don't have the 1 there yet. They don't have, unless they call it 95L Invest. I don't know if that's the one. That's the one in the Gulf. All right, so this is the one in the Gulf here. Looks pretty disorganized, but we're going to have to watch that as well to be getting something. The model guidance right now keeps it. Most of them bring a landfall over Texas, somewhere between Galveston and Brownsville, I guess. This is your intensity guidance, fairly low. One of them has it becoming a Cat 1 hurricane. So yeah, tropics definitely starting to heat up. Let's go to the models now and take a look to see how this week's going to pan out and how things are going to pan out as we head into the month of July, because June is almost over. So let's go, and we're going to look at North American region first, and we're going to look at the upper air pattern. So you can see the big picture, of course, here on the GFS. So you can see that gentle trough that's over us right now. That's keeping the cool air in place. You'll start to see a little bit of a ridge there develop toward the end of the week, but no really big ridges in the east so far. Heading into July here, you can see another trough, but the jet stream kind of stays pretty far north, which means this could help things warm up a little bit. But you can see there isn't really much of a steering current south of the northern tier of the country, all right, on this jet stream. Now let's go and look at the height, upper air. And again, you'll see there's that trough coming through here. That ridge starts building toward Friday. Then we have another trough come through. So you can see that brings the cold fronts through with a pattern like this. Oops. That brings the cold fronts through. And there's another trough that comes through. So this is a good pattern for us, meaning that we're not going to have to deal with any sustained heat. Now, let's go look at our temperature anomaly chart. All right, so heading into tomorrow, we will be near normal, maybe slightly above normal, but near normal. So that means highs in the low 80s. And then for Thursday, we're going to be a little bit above normal. So highs will probably be in the mid 80s on Thursday. And then Friday's going to be the hottest day. You'll see things heating up. You can see the cooler air in the middle of the country there. And then after that, getting to the weekend here, near normal again. So you notice as I move this along here, we're not really seeing any huge heat waves building for the east. This is very good news. I'm glad to see it. That's for sure. We've had a lot of hot summers, and I think as long as things keep staying the way they are, we're going to dodge the bullet this summer and not have to deal with too much heat, which is good for a change. You have had 10 hot summers. Let's have one that's a little cooler than normal for a change. All right, so let's go look at the surface here. There's that high pressure. It'll keep us fair weather. Little disturbance or front comes through tomorrow night. Might be a warm front, some kind of feature. And then you can see we get into that ridge pattern, which will bring us the warmer than normal temperatures. Front comes through Saturday. We have more cool air. This front might get hung up to the south. You can see a couple of rain chances here, and one on Wednesday. And then a few more rain chances with some fronts coming through. But other than that, we have things, avoiding the horrible ridge, which is, something that, I'm glad that we don't have to deal with. The next thing we're going to do here is look at the tropics on this model, North Atlantic as well. And look at that huge high pressure system in the center of the Atlantic there. That is huge right there. So this is going to kind of keep the storms from coming up, even making any northward curves. That's why they're being suppressed. That's why this storm here is going to be suppressed so far to the south there. But you can see a couple of these waves coming off. Another one there, and another one, and another one. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this and see what if any of these waves develop any potentials. It's hard to really forecast that far in advance with these type of setups. But again, we are watching these systems. And I believe we can pull up some more satellite information. Let's see if we can do some tropics here. Let's see if we can do the whole Atlantic here if we can. I would love to do that if we could. Have an Atlantic satellite. I think there is one. There's U.S. Atlantic coast. That's that's not really going to be, no. We need the whole, like a real Caribbean tropical Atlantic. That's the one I want. So this kind of shows everything here. This kind of shows everything, and we'll run this for a longer loop so you get an idea. Run this for 96. All right. So I'd like to run this even more. All right, here you go. So you get to see the visual here, and you can see the intertropical convergence zone right here, where all those storms are where all those waves are forming. But you can see they're all suppressed to the south because of that big high pressure system there. So far we're safe here on the mainland, at least on the east coast, but the Gulf will have to be watched. So let's go to back to the models now and take a look at our weather for the rest of this week into the weekend, July 4th weekend. We're going to take a look at that. Let's first start with the HRRR, which hopefully we have enough in now. We have 35 frames. I would like to go a little more. So let me go to the GFS here, because I know I'm getting this weather update started a little bit earlier than I usually do. So let's actually, GFS. I'll just show you again that we're going to be fairly dry for the rest of this week. But we do have that rain chance for Saturday. That would be our next significant rain chance. And then after that, it looks like we'll be dry again for Sunday, and Monday for July 4th looks fairly dry. All right. We will go and look at our temperatures on the GFS. We'll use the GFS for the temperatures, I guess, and we'll look at the HRRR too. So here we go into tonight. Probably not going to be cooling down that much. Doesn't have us cooling down that much. Probably lows in the low to mid 60s. And then for tomorrow, low 80s, possibly mid 80s in Jersey. But then there'll be sea breezes in the afternoon. And then for Thursday, that's when things are going to heat up a little more. We have the mid 80s for Long Island and closer to 90 in Jersey, in the city, perhaps. And then as we get into Friday, this is going to be a hot day here. But Long Island avoids most of it. We probably won't see 90 on Long Island. It's upper 80s. But you're going to have to deal with 90s, especially in New Jersey. And then as we head into Saturday, you see you can kind of see where the rain is going to set up with the cooler temperatures over Long Island and much of New York. And then for Sunday, we're back up into the mid 80s again, mid 80s. So, and for July 4th, look at that, starts to heat up again. We've got some some mid 80s, upper 80s on Long Island, and then near 90. And this leads me to believe that there will be a southerly flow with the sea breeze. And then as we head into Tuesday, you see it cools down again. The heat does get pushed back down again. And then you can see that. So next week after July 4th doesn't look all that warm. So let's look at the dew points here. Look at your dew point flow, your wind flow and air mass and dew points here. And you'll see here that tomorrow you'll see dew points remain low and comfortable. So you'll see, though, that the winds do become south. So there will be a sea breeze in the afternoon. And then on Thursday, we start off with a northwest wind and then eventually a weak sea breeze. This could be pretty weak on Thursday, which may result in higher temperatures, which is why I want to use a higher resolution HRRR model, which is what I'm waiting for it to come in. And then for Friday, you can see here comes the southwesterlies. That's going to make it more humid and hot, and it'll feel pretty hot on Friday. Though, again, not as bad as it could be and has been. Here's Saturday. We're dealing with high dew points, again, with a very slow-moving cold front like we had yesterday, I think. And then this front will sink south on Sunday. We're going to have to watch. Could wind up stalling to the south. You can see this what the GFS is indicating here. With this shallow trough here, it may not be enough force. So we have low dew points over Long Island, but if you go further south over Jersey, you're going to be dealing with higher dew points. And then as we get back into the Monday, the higher dew points come back for you July 4th. All right, so it will be warm and humid on July 4th. It's rarely is it ever nice and dry on July 4th with low dew points. But you can see if you're in New England, man, boy, Maine, low dew points in the 30s. Maine is really getting great weather this summer. I mean, they haven't had any heat at all. So let's now go to the HRRR, and hopefully we'll have a little more of it and a few more frames or enough to use here. So being that we're on dew points, we'll continue with the HRRR here. Looking at the dew points gives you a little bit of a higher resolution of the winds and stuff. So you see northwest to west winds become onshore tomorrow. And then dew points rise with that sea breeze, but not to a point of being that uncomfortable. And then for Thursday, which is all we have out to, you can see northwest winds and lower humidity right through. So, Thursday will be hotter. It looks like with that northwest wind, it's going to keep the dew points lower. Now, we'll go to the temperatures. All right, and again, we don't really have the full out, and, we don't have the full model run out, but, we'll go over it more tomorrow. So for tomorrow, you'll see low 80s, maybe some mid 80s in Jersey, away from the shore. It looks showing a sea breeze here. So it could be a sea breeze at the shore. And then for Thursday, we only have out till 15Z, but I think Thursday will be significantly warmer, especially if there is less of a sea breeze. Now let's go and look at the skies. And we are going back to the GFS for that. And we'll look at a few sky models. But tomorrow, I think after some morning clouds, we're going to have a little bit of clouds from this wave passing to the south. Then we're mostly sunny by the afternoon. Thursday, maybe some more in the way of high clouds. And then we'll be dealing with more clouds Friday, especially into the weekend. And then Sunday, we'll have to see if we can push those clouds to the south of us. Maybe we can manage a clear day. And then this makes it look worse than it is, which is why I don't like using this. Most of these are just high clouds that aren't going to be low or blocking the sun, just filtering it a little bit. So let's go to the RGEM here. That's why I don't like showing you that, because it's very misleading. So that's why we usually use the RGEM and the NAM for the skies. There is an FV3 that I could use for the GFS, I suppose, but I prefer just to use these two. So you can see the high clouds come in. You'll start your morning with some high clouds, and then by probably 9, 10 o'clock, we're mostly sunny. We're going to have a mostly sunny day. And then some more clouds kind of roll in toward the evening with short sunset, probably mostly of the high variety. It's a probably high. Let's see. This doesn't give the cloud a height, not this one. But they look like they're high clouds. There could be some cumulus in there too, I suppose, a mid-level. And then for Thursday, we're mostly sunny again, so maybe a few scattered cirrus clouds, and that's it. And then as we head toward Friday, it's still keeping us mostly sunny. So the clouds don't really come in until later on Friday with this slow-moving front, but Friday should be dry. Now let's go to the NAM. That's the 0Z. We don't want that. Let's go to the 18Z. So here's the 18Z NAM, and you'll see tomorrow it's a little more aggressive with generating some, looks like cumulus clouds. And then for Thursday, it's generating some cirrus and some cumulus. But other than that, there should be plenty of sunshine. This is probably overdone with the cloud cover. So I think that we'll wrap it up. There is the FV3 high res, which we could use the GFS, but I'd have to use an old run from 12Z if you want to look at the clouds on this. But it should give you the same idea. There might be a few clouds at sunrise, and then I think they're out of here by 9, 10 o'clock. It's mostly sunny. And then you'll see some cloud buildup maybe toward the late afternoon, even early evening hours. And then on Thursday, maybe some more in the way of high clouds. And again, we could this will actually show us the fraction. So if we look at high cloud fraction, let's look at tomorrow and see. See, tomorrow it's mostly lower. So it's mostly lower. There's a little instability trough that comes through over here. That would possibly... And that instability trough could trigger a shower or two upstate. So if we look at the HRRR precipitation here, I'll just show you that. Again, if you're upstate, and I mean way upstate, maybe very isolated in the mountains, northern interior Connecticut, but other than that, or Maine. If you're in Maine, you might have something. But for us, we're going to be dry for the next 2 days. So fair weather. Enjoy it, and have a good night, and thanks for watching.